The Coalition of Northern Groups, CNG, has strongly criticized planned nationwide protests calling for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. In a press briefing statement issued on Friday in Abuja, CNG described the proposed demonstrations as a dangerous act of blackmail against the Nigerian state, alleging that the protests were being orchestrated by certain Igbo political and cultural elites, activists such as Omoyele Sowore, and a few northern collaborators. CNG's national coordinator, Comrade Jamilu Aliyu Charanchi, said the planned protests were an attempt to intimidate the judiciary, destabilize the country, and undermine ongoing legal proceedings against Kanu. It is morally reprehensible and politically irresponsible for anyone to demand the release of a man whose violent secessionist campaign has led to the deaths of over 1,200 Nigerians, including more than 400 security officers, Charanchi stated. According to CNG, Kanu's actions through IPOB and its militant wing, the Eastern Security Network (ESN), has caused widespread destruction across the southeast, including the burning of over 100 police stations and property damage estimated at 450 billion naira. The coalition recalls its 2017 Kaduna Declaration, in which it had warned about IPOB's violent trajectory and petitioned international organizations, including the United Nations, African Union, ECOWAS, and the International Criminal Court (ICC), over the group's alleged incitements to violence. CNG noted that despite withdrawing some aspects of our declaration in good faith, subsequent developments have vindicated its warnings as IPOB's activities have continued to threaten peace and unity. The group further alleged that between 2021 and 2024, IPOB and ESN were responsible for more than 387 attacks, resulting in over 600 deaths and the displacement of about 80,000 people. It also blamed Kanu's online broadcast during the 2020 NSAS protests for escalating violence and looting nationwide. The CNG criticized what it described as hypocrisy and selective justice among some political figures who it claimed condemned terrorism in other regions but now advocate for Kanu's release. The statement further argued that freeing Kanu would undermine the morale of security forces who have lost colleagues in IPOB-related violence, dishonor the memory of victims of such attacks, and encourage political manipulation ahead of the 2027 general elections. The coalition urged the federal government to ensure that Kanu's trial proceeds to its logical conclusion without political interference or compromise. CNG also called on security agencies to prevent any breakdown of law and order during the planned demonstrations and demanded investigations into individuals or organizations funding or promoting them. The group appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to resist any form of political or emotional pressure to intervene in judicial matters, describing such interference as a threat to the rule of law. No nation can survive when treason is rewarded and justice is politicized, the statement concluded. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu under more pressure will not heal Nigeria. It will embolden lawlessness and erode public confidence in justice. CNG reaffirmed its commitment to national unity and called on all Nigerians, particularly those in the southeast, to reject violence and support dialogue, peace, and development.